Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim, and I'm currently teaching in the Western Community College as an instructor. The course I teach including hospitality and marketing and tourism. So today my topic is five elements, the peaks phase of cooperative learning. And this is for the course PIDP 3340, Collaborative Learning in the College Classroom. Before I start, I would like to uh, acknowledge the territory that we are currently living and studying on, and specifically Samiamu, Mastikai First Nation, Sumas First Nation, Quequatlam, Kwantlen, uh, uh, Kite, and Swasan. Um, Before I start, I want to share why I chose this program, chose this topic. Uh, I always feel like it is very challenging for engaged the student, especially when people coming from different part of the world, having a different level of experiences and literacy level. So it's hard to engage them all. If you discuss the content too or easy, and those people at the higher end will feel bored. If you talk something really at advanced to adapt to their level, so the people staying the lower end may feel lost. So that's why I'm really interested in the collaborative learning. I think by collaborative learning, we could leverage the levels of the students, and everybody benefits from each other and learn from each other. I break my topic into these several contents. First of all is introduction of cooperative learning. And then we can come to the cooperative learning's importance in the education. And then I'm going to jump to the main topic. The main information is the peaks phase. And then integrating how to integrate the five elements into the classroom. I will share the experiences like I use in my classroom. Collaborative learning doesn't happen overnight, so there are certain challenges and solutions. So I would like to share some of the challenges, common challenges from my experience and my observation, and also give some of the solutions. And then there's a conclusion, the reference section, and also the Q&A part. Uh, so first of all, let's learn cooperative learning. So by definitions, we have this definition from Dielenberg. A situation, collaborative learning is a situation in which two or more people learn or attempt to learn something together. It occurs through interactions, negotiations, and exchanges. Similarly, and these scholars have the definition that a collaborative learning is an educational approach to teaching and learning, and that involves groups of learners working together to solve a problem, complete a task, or create a product. So from this definition, you can see that collaborative learning is a process. It has the beginning, a middle, and the end. At the beginning, for example, educators should give a clear instruction. In the middle, for example, a clear should give a clear direction or introduction, to guide this student through. At the end, especially when we finish the task or finish, submitting the assignments, the group working is not end. And we should have a meeting to reflect what we have learned through this activity. This is more beneficial for us uh, to improve in the next activity. Um, collaborative learning is very important to the education, and this is some of the common obvious points. For example, it enhanced the academic achievement. It really helped to help foster the higher level thinking and a deeper understanding of the materials. Get the student engaged in the discussion and nobody escape. Okay. Especially for you have a long hour sections, people get easily distracted, especially for today. All kids, all the students, college students, they're obsessed with their phones. And so, if the information is boring or the way how the information delivers doesn't click their interest, they probably gonna play on their phone. So the second one is help them develop the critical thinking skills, which is essential for today's work environment, right? So they have to learn how to analyze the concept, analyze the questions, and find out the root cause problems, and then develop the solutions, okay, and explore different aspects, considering all the possibilities. Okay, so this is a collaborative learning is a good way to achieve that goal. And also improve their social and communication skills. A lot of students lack of basic communication skills. Okay, I share my example with you that sometimes I got an email from students that all the information is in the subject. There's nothing in the content. So in that case, the people cannot communicate effectively. And a lot of people don't have something called in active listening skills. So they have no patience to let people finish their statements. So those are the challenges. And if they don't learn in the classroom and correct it, they will learn the lesson the very hard way in the workplace. Preparation for the real world. Um, Collaborative skills is really a simulation of our real world in the business or in the company and in the organization. We work with other people. We work with our coworkers, we work with boss. Okay, how you express your opinions, how you share your thoughts, and how you convince other people to accept your opinions, and how you say no to other people without offending them. So this is all kind of skills. So through the collaborative learning that first of all, they could realize they have a certain issues in the communications. And then they will seek for solutions, how to improve, how to change. So this is the very important. And last but not least, is going to develop their personal responsibilities. For example, work in a group that everybody's contribution counts, right? And for example, assignments, okay, a project, everybody is responsible for one part or certain parts in the project. Without anyone's contribution, the report or the work is not complete. So working as a team will foster their sense of responsibility. Okay, and next, I'm gonna talk about what the tool that we can use to help us achieve the collective learning. Collective learning is important, but how to adopt this one into into the classroom. So I found that this tool is specifically helpful and useful, and the Pix-Face framework. When I first heard this name, I felt like, what? is really the pig's face, right? Yeah, it is. It's like a pig in front of the mirror and looking at his or her face. So it's this acronyms and PIGS and phase, and this is a framework, and it's a principle that ensure the group learning activity are productive, inclusive, and conductive. So I'm going to discuss this one by one. First of all is P. P represent for positive interdependence. Okay. And the concept is actually come from the philosophy that success is achievable only when people work together. For individuals, yes, you can be successful, but in a group, you choose a group work should magnify the result that greater than contributions from each member, right? So in the in the college, in the college classroom, that we often give assignments or papers. So that's an opportunity for people working as a team, and they rely on each other, they talk to each other, right? And get the job done. And the second letter is I, means refers to individual accountabilities. When people work in team, you can't just the easy common scenarios, a common problem is that one or two people rely on the others. So everybody should contribute equally, right? Everybody is accountable for their contribution. There's no one should do all the work or most of the work, and the rest of the member just relax. Okay, so you know let them learn that there is their responsibility to the project. It's not someone or someone's. It's a teamwork. So everybody is accountable. A group processing is often happens at the end of the project or at the end of the work. When they submit it, like the people think, oh, job is done. Okay, but we kind of, in that case, we kind of skip the most important part, which is improving. So we should sit down and reflect what we learned through this activity and what is the problems or difficulties we encountered and how can we do better. Is beneficial for both students and instructors. Okay, student can learn this by reflecting, the process, and if next time, if we got a group assignment again, how are we gonna split the task? How are we gonna allocate the workload? Okay, how are we gonna change the role, so everybody can contribute more comfortably or more confidently. For instructors, the same thing. And if you can sit in the group, talk to them, and you can learn that maybe some next time you can do something better, right? In terms of the number of groups, the number of members in the group, in terms of the total number of groups, maybe you should have a longer case depending on their levels, or maybe you should have a shorter case because the time limitations, you know. So there's a lot of things you can learn from this reflection at the end. And as refers to the social skills, the ability that necessary for successful interpersonal interactions. During this collaborative learning, a social skill, it just happens automatically. Okay, you need to talk to people, you need to negotiate. Okay, you need to talk about your team with your members about who should be responsible for which part. And also there's a lot of communication and in the duration. Okay. And so this is the good way to improve, to learn and improve their social skills. And the last one is the face. Face refers to the face-to-face interaction. Okay, this face-to-face interaction really helped the physical proximity. Okay, and the students in this face-to-face interaction, students engage in the real-time discussion, and also they can have immediate feedback from or help from the instructor. Right, I was in the classroom, so when students raised up their hands, I can reach out and talk to them in like 2 seconds. Right? So this is really come help this interaction. And it also benefits the students' relationship and the learning outcomes. Okay, so people working in a team, a lot of people in my class, they initially they didn't know each other. And now through these activities, assignments, presentations, they get to know each other, right? They become friends, buddies, okay? And they build their networking, okay? And so how to integrating this 5 elements into the classroom teaching. So um, I feel that's just um, is it helps definitely that it helps the students become more engaged into the topic, into this discussion, and also they become interdependent on each other, and they work as a team. And some people may slow, but some people get it really quick. But anyway, I have this example here that I use in my class. That's a case study. Our college is really pushes this idea that we want all the instructors to adopt a case study into every course. Okay, so case study is the typical example that we group the students into, it depends on the topic, depends on the materials, a number of groups. So each groups have a number for three or four students. When they work in team that they have something like a specific thing they need to work on. And I will ensure, for example, positive interdependence, I will ensure that everybody has a job. Okay, so if I have 4 members, I must have 4 tasks for that groups. So, and the same for the other groups. So nobody like can escape away and oh, there's only one task. Okay, you do it. I'm just stay there and doing nothing or play on my phone. I will make sure that not happening in my class. And for example, individual accountabilities, because I give each individual a specific task to do, so they have to have to contribute. Sometimes I use a little trick, like for example, I randomly call the person who is going to speak for their group, like a representative at the end. Like you're gonna summarize, wrap up your group discussion and present it in front of the class. So nobody knows at the beginning, like, oh, who's gonna be presenting. So they have to be engaged into the conversation and then learn and to make sure they're familiar with the topic. I feel like it is quite useful. And at the end of the case study and after the presentation of the case, I will talk to each group. Sometimes it doesn't take a very long time. It's maybe 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I let them share their idea. Okay, what you learn, how you feel about this case study activity, what you learned, what we can do better next time. So there are really valuable points you might receive, and like I do it all the time. So next time I can do this better, I can do that better, right? And and the social skills. Okay, so I think that during this process, students learn how to communicate, how to solve the problems, and especially how to resolve the conflicts. People don't necessarily agree each other. So, but they have to learn how to communicate, okay, and how to say no in a very professional way. Yeah, a lot of people actually grow, right? Through this process, they learned and they're confident. I can see the change, right? They become more confident about what they say, and they learn how to acknowledge other people's contribution, and then express their opinions, thoughts, if effectively, and the face-to-face interaction, right? And I'm teaching in-person class, so this is not really a challenge for me. So we all have all the students in work in the same classroom, and they all discuss it face to face. And I will be walking around in the classroom and join their conversation if there's any question, confused, or kind of a debate. I will see where I can fit in their conversation, right? But obviously, in-person class really easy for forming this collaborative learning, face-to-face interaction part, especially. Of course. Well, collaborative learning doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes some time. I actually had a conversation and I discussed this with Delia, and about depends on the personality. Some students may really take on slow, and some people really quick. All right. And from my observation that a lot of people feel shy or not confident in public speaking, but they would like to share in the small groups. Okay. So uh, I think that's good. Sometimes, if it's they're kind of, like introverted people, I don't want to talk much, but there's nothing wrong. It's just like make a smaller group, and they may feel comfortable to share in the smaller group. So that's what I do, right? And also I will mix them up. Like after one or two classes, obviously I can see who likes talking and who really not that there yet. So when we grouped students, I would consider this one. And also I will like to, the um, uh, break their ties. You know, I don't want to. I don't want the students to sit in sit in the group with the people they are very familiar with. They're good friends. After class, in class, they sit together. They stay together all the time. Maybe in a group activity, I will kind of put them into the different groups. So they meet different people. They talk to different people with the different, ways, different way of thinking, different way of behave. So, just like you can't always work with the people you're familiar with or you like, right? This is not going to happen in the real world. And for interdependent part, I feel this is difficult. Okay, at the beginning, especially at the beginning, then the people think, oh, this is a group task, so I can hide inside, and I can watch other people doing things. I don't have to contribute. No, I will say no. There are things like I mentioned before. I will give them each person a task to do. So nobody escape their responsibilities. Everybody's contribution is countable. And another tool I use is at the end of the project, if it's assignments, okay, I will give a peer review. It's called a peer review assessment. I encourage the students to send me the email. Sometimes I send them a very short questionnaire to them individually. So it's time for those people who did not contribute to pay their price. Okay, you have to, And then I will tell them I'm going to do that at the beginning. Okay, so it's not a surprise for all of them. Say they knew at the beginning, uh, if they don't do the work, there's a price to pay at the end. So far is working well. And also for the group things is really challenging. Sometimes, there's no time for group reflections. So what I do is, I will consider this part, keep this part in mind, what cases you use, how you allocate the time, class time, you have to give some time at the end for this activity. This is important. And if really not possible, we'll use the office hour and to reach out to those group and call them to my office, and we can discuss it in more details. And last one is for the students for the social skills. I would say maybe putting this into the curriculum. Okay, the basic communication skills training is part of your curriculum. And our college have other courses like business communications or English class, resume writing, or something, syntax writing centers. And those will be a great complementary tools to help students improve their communication skills. And and the last one for me, I'm teaching the uh, in-person class. So, forming a group is not very hard, and but it's a challenge for online and class. For instructors who are teaching online, it is a challenge. Um, my solution is I will use the breakout rooms and the teams, right? And meeting rooms and put the people into the smaller environment so they feel more comfortable to share. And a lot of people don't want to open their camera in the class, but in the group discussions, they feel more comfortable to show up and then to share. And also there are other tools like Chatbox, Jamboard. There's also a great tool to collect the group discussions, their opinions, their ideas. Um, okay, so in today's so lecture, we covered the one of the effective tools of a cooperative learning, which is the five elements Pig's Face framework. Okay, it is really help for foster the effective group learning environment, and also the by integrating those five letters. P means positive interdependence. I means individual accountability. Group. G means group processing. S means social skills and face-to-face interactions. And this very handy tool can help the instructor aware of the importance of the collaborative learning and also use the tool in their classroom, adopt this framework into the classroom. Okay, and this is the reference I use for this presentations and also Q&A part. I'm really sorry for there was the tech issue. Actually, this is there was a live video and the Delia attended this live presentation in the first initially, and we had a really great discussion on the topics, and she brought up the uh, questions and thoughts. For example, how to encourage the introverted people and into this group discussion, and how to balance them, like extroverted people, introverted people. I think that's a great one. In my class, I really do observe that people are kind of shy, and a lot of on the other hand, there are some people really, energetic in the classroom. They want to take over the class. They want to do all the talking. So yeah, it is a challenge for the instructor, to balance these two group of people. From my experience, like I will consider this one, when grouping the students. Okay, and also I would like to put people with very rich experiences, with little experiences in the same group, so they can learn from each other. And I do thank you, Didia, for her contribution to my presentation, my first presentation, but unfortunately, for some problems, we did not save the recording. So that's why I did this again. And thank you very much for Didia and for people watching to the end. And I really appreciate it if you could leave something in the forum, in the chat box, and so that for me to improve in the future. Thank you. Have a good weekend.